Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome to this video. I'm Hamza from Agrination. This is my co-host Mr. Moo. Today we're going to be talking about some things that you want to do before you get that garden started, and we'll cover 3 helpful tips. Roll the intro thing, Mr. Moo. This is... So this is a new video format and the direction I'd like to take my content in for now. Let me know if you enjoy it. I hope to be a little more consistent than I was. Let's see how that goes. Anyway, before we get into the video, I'd like to do that shameless plug thing where I let you know some of the stuff that I have going on. The Home Garden Help Desk is a cool new service that I've been offering for about a month now. Basically, it's consultancy with a twist. A lot of people are overwhelmed when it comes to problems they face in their garden, and some don't even know where to start. Through the Home Garden Help Desk, I troubleshoot your problems, help you get started, help you figure out what the next step is, or if knowledge seeking is your thing, I do custom tailored sessions. This session will be tailored around teaching you what exactly it is you need to know about your plant, maybe nutrients, or some DIY hacks if that's your thing. Right, 3 tips before you plant. Let's jump into it. Tip number 1, write it down, draw it out. The first thing you want to do is grab a notebook, a pen, and maybe a measuring tape if you like to work with metrics. Consider things like sunlight intensity and duration so you'll know how much sunlight your plants will be getting. You're going to want to keep your plants watered, so you want to have access to a nearby water source. You also want to know how much space it is you have to work with, so you want to know what dimensions you have to work with, which would help you plan your garden, which takes us to tip number 2. Quantify your needs. I cannot express how important this is. Many of my clients come to me and say, boy, I don't know what I'm going to do with all this, I just planted because I like to see how it does grow. No, that's completely fine. That's completely fine if it is you're growing for recreational or therapeutic purposes. However, if you're growing to feed yourself, your family, loved ones, whoever, it is important to know what you eat and how much of it you need to grow. For example, are you going to eat the 25 head of lettuce that you just planted all in one go? Right. Also consider something called succession planting so that you always have something to eat. So for example, let's say you harvested a bunch of pak choy or lettuce this week, and you're going to be using a bunch of pak choy and lettuce next week because that's how long this set will last you. You want to plant in such a way you want to be able to harvest at least once a week or once every 2 weeks, depending on how you utilize your crops and your meal prep. Which brings us to tip number 3. Do your homework. Yes, I know it sounds like a lot of work, but growing requires knowing. To effectively carry out succession planting, you need to know the varieties of certain crops that you're planting and how long they take to mature, how long it takes before they're ready to be harvested. So you can plant in such a way that you always have exactly what it is you need when you need it. It also pays to know which plants do well with each other and which don't. It also pays to know the kind of care that each of your plants requires, because each plant is more or less unique in their needs. For example, some plants might need more sunlight and less water than other plants that might require more water and slight shading. So that's it for my 3 tips, guys. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a share, give it a like, and let Mr. Moo and myself know down in the comments what you'd like to see in future videos. And before you go, here now, I's a man that have lettuce for sale. Look at this lettuce. Buy my thing now. Oh gosh.